A tribute to Angelina Jolie, star, actress, humanitarian, and LGBTQ icon. Actress Angelina Jolie has been the biggest name in Hollywood for over 2 decades because of her large status as a humanitarian, feminist, and superb actress. Actress Angelina Jolie is one of the biggest icons in modern-day Hollywood because of her extensive filmography as well as her personal life. Hailed as a sex symbol, a humanitarian, feminist, and an LGBTQ icon, Jolie has done it all.
Sometimes I have that big mom bag, which is not something I can share with everyone because there's too much of everybody else's stuff in it.
While her journey to success wasn't easy, Jolie managed to handle fame with creating a family, a hard feat for anyone. As one of the biggest celebrities in the world, Jolie will be a timeless icon of Hollywood. Early life and career. Angelina Jolie was born in 1975 to actors Jon Voight and Marceline Bertrand. She was pushed into the public spotlight at a very young age and made a name for herself as a wild character. Routinely, she answered questions about sadomasochism, knives, and sex.
And to see persecutions. And we won't have that unless we're collecting the evidence today. So this is being done.
Some people say that contributed heavily to her career in the 1990s and 2000s. She began her career as a supporting cast member in 1990, often playing a nameless character or only briefly in the film. Most of these films received mixed or negative reviews, but they were more directed towards story issues or production issues. Jolie's biggest career back then moment came when she starred in Girl Interrupted alongside Winona Ryder and received an Academy Award for her performance. After that, she secured her place as one of the newest and most talented up-and-coming actors.
Lady, back off.
Was I talking to you?
We have to go. No, you were spitting on me, so mellow fucking out.
In Girl Interrupted, Jolie played the anti-hero turned antagonist to Ryder's character. Both actresses played girls in a psych ward, each with their own problems. Jolie played an archetype she would continue to embody in other roles: sexy, dangerous, and cunning. Jolie's character is ruthless in the movie, seemingly cold-hearted and manipulative up until the very end, where she has a change of heart.
You wanted your file? I found you your file. You wanted out? I got you out. You needed money? I found you some. I'm fucking consistent. I told you the truth. I didn't write it down in a fucking book.
Jolie's performance was outstanding, earning her critical acclaim and attention. Even over 20 years later, people still adored Girl Interrupted and Jolie's acting in the film. Only 2 years later, Jolie starred as Lara Croft in Lara Croft Tomb Raider, becoming the face of the iconic video game character. Though the film received mixed reviews, Jolie's athleticism and charm was praised, along with her range of emotions. Lara Croft Tomb Raider made Jolie an action movie star, and her later films would only cement that title, including the sequel, Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life.
Hello, boys. You're all wet.
Half the world's raiders are already here.
This film received mixed reviews, but like the first film, was a huge commercial success. Jolie's time as Lara Croft was monumental, becoming the first real female action star. She brought life to the video game character, and it was a rare time where a female protagonist was able to wield guns, kick butt, and also command an audience. Jolie is perhaps the biggest female action star there ever was, especially after the early success with the Lara Croft character.
We have 83 rooms. Why can't you live in the house?
Well, I'm a free spirit, me.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith and beyond. The film Mr. and Mrs. Smith changed Jolie's life, both professionally and personally. The film became an instant classic and was a box office hit. Besides that, it began the relationship between Jolie and her now separated husband, Brad Pitt. In the early 2000s, Jolie had already cemented herself as an A-lister thanks to her role as Lara Croft. By this point also, Pitt had cemented himself and found early success with some of his films like Fight Club and Thelma and Louise.
It's probably not a good idea.
No, probably not. But I appreciate your time. You all have a good day, all right?
Together, the two began to take Hollywood by storm, firstly with their movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith. which was a huge commercial success, as well as made Jolie more well known in the action genre. Pitt and Jolie began a relationship and became the it couple in Hollywood. They were a pair of heartthrobs. Men and women wanted them both, and were the most powerful couple in Hollywood. Eventually, Brangelina, as they were dubbed by the media, broke up over a decade later, and while they were together, nothing could stop the momentum of Jolie's career. She guest starred on the show Entourage, starred in dramas like A Mighty Heart and The Good Shepherd, and was nominated again for an Oscar for performance in Changeling.
There's no question that this is your son.
That is not Walter.
It's not Walter as you remember.
Jolie embodied a grieving mother in Changeling, going through her own metamorphosis. She really showed her skill set in this movie, flipping between anger and sadness with a snap of a finger. It was such a raw, moving performance, and deserved the nomination, if not the win. In the same year, Jolie lent her voice to the Kung Fu Panda series. The Kung Fu Panda series was widely successful, and each film in the trilogy was the most financially successful animated film that year.
I like them together because I think they're like every family. They're kind of that weird dysfunctional family where they all love each other, but they get on each other's nerves all the time.
As well as that, the series has been nominated for Academy Awards, and the second movie holds the second place for the biggest worldwide box office debut for a solely female director. Kung Fu Panda, released in 2008, carried in a new era of change and diversity, one that Jolie heavily contributed to. It was a film heavily inspired by Chinese culture and gave representation to people of Asian descent. Latest work.
Before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she will prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel.
Jolie starred in a few other dramas between 2008 and 2014, but her biggest film to date was released in 2014. Disney's Maleficent became Jolie's highest-grossing film to date and introduced her to the world of Disney. It also marked a different time in her career, where she pushed the boundaries with fantasy, like she had done before with Beowulf earlier in the 2000s. Maleficent was praised for Jolie's performance, though critiques for story issues. However, it garnered an Academy Award nomination for Best Costume Design, although it didn't win.
Hello, Beastie.
After Maleficent, Jolie began to explore other avenues as a creative. She had previously directed In the Land of Blood and Honey in 2011, but took a short break from directing. While the movie received mixed to negative reviews, it gave Jolie a good basis to grow from. In 2014, she directed Unbroken, a film based on the story of an Olympian who became a prisoner of war. It starred Jack O'Connell, best known for Skins, and managed to coax a haunting performance from him.
This is how the Japanese eat fish. Raw.
If you ask me, it's not food until you cook it.
It received mixed reviews, but gained positive remarks about O'Connell's acting and Jolie's directing by critics and fans alike. She wrote, directed, and starred in By the Sea, alongside her then-husband, Pitt. The film portrayed a darker side to marriage, and was noted as being an especially emotional piece. It was a fairly dark movie, and Jolie and Pitt worked well off one another. After that, she directed First They Killed My Father, a documentary about Cambodian author Luong Ung.
I hope, and I believe I have, raised my son to be very, very proud to be Cambodian.
Fans stated that it was breathtaking and cited the cinematography as one of the best elements. Her newest movie recently came out in 2021, called Those Who Wish Me Dead, an action and a thriller. It was received in May 2021, and though it apparently bit off more than it could chew, it was fairly well received. Personal life. Jolie has been at the center of a lot of media attention, especially because of her high-profile relationships. Her first husband, Johnny Lee Miller, was a British actor, and they had reconnected after starring in a production together.
I've just come in to really hear how I can help.
Yeah.
They married in 1996, but divorced in 1999, though Jolie said they remained good friends. After Miller, Jolie had an on and off again relationship with Jenny Shimizu, something rarely talked about in the media. The 1990s were different than the 2020s, though each decade brings new progression. To have an LGBTQ plus relationship during that time was monumental, especially for such a high-profile celebrity. Jolie was proud of her relationship and confirmed she was bisexual in 2003.
I was just like, I'm doing it. And then when I had it with a guy, it was just, thought I should just kill myself because I was like, this sucks.
Her strength and willingness to be herself has inspired millions of people around the world, and she's respected as a strong bisexual icon. In 2000, after the divorce with Miller and breaking up from Shimizu, Jolie married Billy Bob Thornton and became the biggest topic in public because of their loud declarations of love and other actions. They would unfortunately divorce a few years later. Jolie went public with a relationship with Brad Pitt a few years later. Together, they spent 12 years together and created a large family with many of their children being involved in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, we're really happy that we come in and represent it in that way, and it's also nice that we get to check in with the other people who've been working hard all year too. So,
one of the most notable things that they did was sell pictures of their firstborn, Shiloh, to the media and donate the money to charity instead of letting paparazzi fight for photos. The photos sold for over $4 million to one company and over $3.5 million to another. All proceeds were donated to UNICEF. Again, in 2008, Jolie and Pitt sold their first picture to People and Hello, the ones who bought the original photos of Shiloh, and a reported $14 million, the most expensive celebrity photos ever bought. All of the money was then donated again.
it's really nice for us. I mean, it's the first really big one where we get to see each other after we've been gone all year and off doing our projects.
Public image. Jolie has endured more negativity from the press than imaginable, specifically after Pitt and Jennifer Aniston were divorcing. Paparazzi are known for being invasive and led Pitt and Jolie to other countries to give birth to their children. With such a crazy life, Jolie has maintained as private a life as she can, while also bringing awareness to personal issues. For instance, she underwent a double mastectomy after learning she had a large risk of getting breast cancer. She also underwent a salpingo oophorectomy after she found out that she was at risk of ovarian cancer.
So proud and in awe of them that's the pleasure. You realize that that's a director's pleasure is to show other people's work.
She discussed the surgery with the New York Times in the hopes it would help other women learn about their bodies and explore preventative methods if they were at risk for breast cancer. As well as that, Jolie commented that these surgeries never made her feel less of a woman, a common fear that women experience when they lose their breast due to breast cancer. Jolie has been much more open about her life than other celebrities, discussing everything from her sexuality to her sex life. However, it's specific information that she chooses to share, while much of her personal life is hidden. In such a crazy world, it is no wonder that Jolie wants a slice of life to herself.
I never wanted to become a Goodwill ambassador. That was never my intention.
Right.
I had to travel with you and ask no press with me, and I just wanted to educate myself. And
Hailed as a sex symbol, a wild child, a bisexual icon, and many other crowns, Jolie has been a symbol of modern-day Hollywood. She represents many things: progression, feminism, and above anything else, a jack of all trades. She's been an Academy Award-winning actress, a producer, a writer, and other things. No matter what she does, we know Angelina Jolie will be fantastic, and she'll have our support every step of the way.